right. Then I want you to put your questions into the chat box, and I will be looking at those questions as we go forward, and then we take them at the towards the end. Lisbeth is working as a coach and facilitator and a public speaker, and she has dedicated herself to leadership, team development, diversity, and inclusion. She's going to talk a lot about what that implies and how she works. But and she's going into depth, of course, with the topic itself. Getting highly educated immigrants into work in Norway. Should be easy, but it isn't. She has a background from organizational psychology and coaching, a bachelor's degree in marketing and business administration, and she's been involved for so long that she's certified for several leadership programs and psychological tools. So those are the things that I got from her. I mean, you're definitely free to add anything if you want to. Yeah. So without further ado, the floor is yours, and share the screen and take us forward.
Okay, thank you very much. And nice to see you all. Some of you I also met a couple of weeks ago. Ulrika, yes. We was in the breakout room last time, I think. Yeah. Okay, I will share my screen and start with my presentation for today, which is about Jobbreisen, which is a journey to get a job. And this is a brand we made for this program. And it's a mentoring program for highly skilled immigrants. But I would like actually to start with a little story before I start presenting what we have done with this program, building it up. And I would like to start with this man. He is called Zakaria, and he is from Syria. He is a pediatrician, and he has practiced as a doctor in Aleppo, and he has taken his master's degree in Russia. He speaks 5 languages fluent, and he's also quite good now in speaking Norwegian. He came cycling over the Storskog, which you may know, up north in Norway, in 2015, together with a lot of other asylum seekers in Norway. Today, he works with corona testing. And that is what he has done the last year. And he has worked until New Year, and then he doesn't know. Another person I would like, yeah, here is from the cycling. Another person I would like to present you to is this woman. She is also highly educated and skilled from Afghanistan. She has worked in the United Nations there in Kabul, and she is also a refugee. And she came to Norway a few years ago as a single mother with 2 small kids, also struggling to get a job. She started at another master when she came here in Norway, and now happily she has got a job in Oslo Met, the university in Oslo, as a consultant, and she's really, really happy now, but it has taken a lot of time and years and struggling. And these 2 are just 2 of many persons I have met on my way. Not only refugees, also people just coming here seeking for work or to be with their loved ones. But they have something in common, and that is that they have no network. They have, when they come, not the Norwegian language. And even though they are really highly educated, they really struggle to get a job. And that's even now when we really need a lot of people with high education in Norway. So these persons are by the reason, or one of the reasons I think that Jobbreisen is one program which is needed. And this program, it is actually, I call it more and more a talent program with mentor support. And the reason for that is that it's not like many other mentor programs in Norway, because we emphasize so much the self-development part of it. So it's much more than mentoring and mentoring support. And actually, it was one of the mentors who told me that half a year ago. And he said, Lisbeth, I think you cannot call this a mentoring program, because it's not, it's a talent program with mentoring support. So where did I really start? I started, or I can say first, I would like to now go through the program in general to tell you a little bit about it, then about the mentoring and the mentor's role, and then a little bit about the results. And about the program. It started actually some years ago with, I was asked if I could develop a program for an, what is it called, a business council. It's not a chamber of commerce, but it's, yeah, it's business council. They wanted to start a program for immigrant entrepreneurs. And since I have been working a lot with talent programs and leadership and coaching, etc. For me, it was, I had some of the skills and the knowledge to put into a new talent program, and just added on more about culture codes, etc., about job seeking, all these things. But when it comes to the self-development part, I already had a lot. They needed help. They did not have an employer who could pay for them and give them a program like this. So we got some funding from the Directorate of Diversity and Integration in Norway. And after I ran that program, I saw it's another group who maybe they are even a larger group, and they really need help too. And that is all the people coming here with high competence, high educated, and they do not get a relevant job. And they don't know exactly what they do, what they need to learn to get through, come into the network and get interviews, etc. So they needed help. So I found out that I would like to make a new program for these people, not the entrepreneurs, but all the others, because it's a lot. And we know that 25% of the immigrants, they have jobs which they are overqualified for the jobs. And we also know that you have 25% less chance to get an interview if you have a foreign name. So the main goal was then help them to find relevant jobs and how to do that. And the message from all of them was very clear. It was, we need somebody to help us break into network, to show us how to do the right things, to learn us that, and make us understand all the social codes, all the do's and the don'ts in the Norwegian job market. And please help us to be visible. So that was the questions and the need of all of them. So I say we because I hired an assistant, and I also had other people helping me from the start. And we made this strategy that we should not focus on social responsibility. We should focus on competence. We would like to build a professional talent program for talented multicultural job seekers. And this should not be something employers should do because they should feel well, but they should do it because it's smart to do it. And we would help, or we help the mentees to be more attractive candidates. And I will show you what we do to be more professional in all their way when they are presenting themselves. We will help them to develop a network because they don't have network when they come here, and to be more visible, which also, of course, is quite hard when you don't have a platform or you have no channels or no network to present you. We also established an advisory board earlier when we had established the program, with a lot of very, very good people within this field. And one of them, I think maybe some of you know, is Toril Hallre. She has been in the board, I know, EMCC. And she also led this Global Future program, which was an inspiration for me. Someone is coming. Yeah. And all of them helped to design a good program. Oops. Yeah. We also seeked partners in the program. And to be honest, it was quite hard to find partners who could help us with more funding than IMDI could do. So I have a lot of learning after that process too. But we had some pro bono partners all the time. And that was all from, it was called Bærum Næringsråd, this business council. They helped us with networking, marketing, etc., localities, conference, because we had a big conference a couple of years ago. And we have this more advertising agency who made an app for us. The first year we also had coaching, and we got pro bono coaching via a quite large company called Coach Team. And also we had the partner within hotel. So we were offered meeting rooms and everything for free then. So of course this was good. It was not more money to buy services, but it helped us. We made a website for the program. And in this website, we also built in this application form, so they could send in their application by web. And we, of course, had a lot of profile, or we still have, at LinkedIn, at Facebook, at Instagram. And we see that to be visible, of course, it is important to be on social media. So how did we recruit the mentees when the program was designed and ready to start? We presented the program for the Norwegian Labour and Welfare Administration. They were very happy with this initiative. They had a lot of candidates. Not all of them were the right ones, but we interviewed a lot from them. We had some criteria about the level of Norwegian, because we know that is important if we are going to manage to help them. If they are too far away, we cannot give them enough so we can help them within 6 months to 12 months. It's too short of time. We also informed the adult education institutes, language training institutes, the Red Cross, social media, word of mouth, our network. And also we did some advertising in this multicultural newspaper called Utrop. And when we got applications, I think we had about 35, 40 every year. A little bit more the last time, maybe. We had personal interviews with all of them, where we also checked that their education was so-called qualified by the Norwegian government, because we have this organization called NOKUT, and we know that's important to know that education is what it says it is. And we have personal interviews about how eager they were to participate, if they really wanted to be there on every seminars, etc., because they didn't pay anything for this. So if we should offer them a seat, they should also participate. If not, they would not be the right one. And also another thing which is quite important is that they build their own network. And that network is really, really important for them, because they have been feeling so alone, and many of them almost depressed and struggling a lot. So finding a way to get new alliances and almost new friends, and that they are in the same boat, was quite important. And also for the dynamic in the group, it's important to have the right ones on board. So this is the first group. We have run this 3 times now. And all of these persons, they had in common that they had sent a lot of applications and no one of them had been to an interview. None. This was when we started, the 20th of June, 1918. And also part of the strategy was to have contact with media. I don't know if you told them, Paul, but I also have previously, for many years ago, been working into public relation companies. I've been working in TV channel, etc. So I know that it's quite important and very valuable if you get media coverage. And also I know people have been employed by having had media coverage, because then someone can see you and they want to talk to you and maybe offer you a job. So that's a part of the strategy. And also to put the topic on the agenda, actually, because we also wanted to address this problem. It's a very hot topic today, but and it was also in 2018, but I see there has been really more about it in every media all over, and every conference now, they have something with diversity and inclusion. And here is another newspaper in Norway who wrote the specialist nobody wants. These are the two. This is the doctor, and this is also one from the United States, an IT specialist. Because also from the United States, from Western countries, you also struggle. Because you don't have a network. You don't speak Norwegian fluent, etc. So it's not only refugees who needs help. I am certified in this Myers-Briggs tool, and I find it as one of the tools we can use for self-development. And also we used it partly in the matching process, not as a, what should I say? It's not a solution. It's not, we do not place you are like this or this, but we use it as a discussion opportunity, also for the mentors. And the first year we used this MBTI indicator for both mentors and mentees. And that made it easier for the mentors to start the conversations with the mentees. And the mentees thought it was very interesting to learn something about their preferences. We also developed an app because we wanted to be quite modern and use technology in every way. But that is one of the things we found out, that it was not necessary, because they didn't use it too much. We have enough other channels and platforms. I mean, Facebook in taller groups also function quite well. SMS, Messenger, everything. So, but it was okay. We tried to get it even more easy for them to get in contact, to have all the information at their mobile phone about every events, every seminars, everything they want, they had questions about. And as we said, you need to look professional, because if you are applying for a job, your photos should be good, your business card must look good, your CV as well, and of course your LinkedIn profile. And to be honest, I think a lot of people, they are not aware of how important that is. And that also can be one of the things that make that you are not getting that interview, because the photos is bad, and your language or your writing is bad, etc. So you need really to have everything. This is like the ground floor needs to be good. So we hire in a professional photographer who takes photos of all of them, and we use them also in social media and at the web, etc. You can see here is the web. This is for the second group, and we always present them here at the web all the time with new information, and they have their mail and their LinkedIn and their CVs, etc. So when we present them in social media, we always have link directly in here. So just check out his LinkedIn or his CV or anything, because that's the way we can make them visible. And it's quite difficult to do that on your own. So that was part of the strategy. And also here we learned them about LinkedIn, and LinkedIn is a tool or a platform which is getting more and more important for job seekers. And then you need to have a good profile. And I know a lot of people know they get so much more contacts, mails and offers, job offers through LinkedIn when they work with their profile and they use it a lot. They send and they like and they share, etc. And so we had a LinkedIn expert lecturing for us. And we had a lot of seminars, a lot of self-development things. Of course, I'm a coach, I'm a leadership educator. So all these things, I know it's important, especially when you are struggling, you are feeling alone, you are demotivated, you don't know what to do, you don't know how to motivate yourself, you don't have any tools, etc. They need it very, very much. It's part of their journey, I think. And when you are being more secure, more confident, you will do better interviews when you come into interviews also. We know that. And of course, they should come out of the comfort zone sometimes. And also we used mentors at the seminars, mentors lecturing. I will come back to the mentor role. Here also, we had a mentor who's a former recruiter from a headhunting company. Who is lecturing about the interview process, etc. And we trained them for interviews. And here we have another one. He's a leader in a top IT company, and he's from Sri Lanka. So he has been through the same journey for many years ago. And also they are sharing views and experiences, and they are finding so much support also by the group. They had a literature, a book. We read through all the program. It's, I don't know, maybe some of you know it, The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. It's quite an old book, but it's a good book still. And it's about self-development and leadership, self-leadership. Some of them come back to me and said this book just changed their lives. So must be something. And also, of course, they had homework, because they needed to work. If they should succeed, they need to do an effort in this program. It's not just come if it's suitable for you. Sometimes you need to be there and you need to do homework with your colleagues, the other candidates. And also everything was in Norwegian, and their presentation was in Norwegian. And this was a chance for them to train their Norwegian and increase their level. And they did. We have a quite good network, me and the other one who was running this program. And of course, we went to business conferences. We were invited there for free, which costed maybe 2,000 for others, and we got 20 seats. So, and of course, they were dressed up and had business cards, and were introduced to a lot of business people in Asker and Bærum. And also the mentors here, a couple of them joined us. And also they met like the mayor of Bærum and had a talk with her, and the mayor of Asker, etc. So we really, we focused on being visible and focused on using our networks maximum. And it's an advantage to have a good network, and we just need to open up. And of course, these mayors know very much about the candidates and the program. which lead to that the mayors themselves mention the program and the candidates when they are out speaking in different areas or arenas. We were also invited to this TV auction in Norway, which is a donation for welfare. Yeah, just another place we went to and to be visible. And of course, here we are, the mentoring was really a big part of it and the most important maybe part of it. Because without mentoring, we had not been able to give them the network and to give them individual support during 6, 8, 10 months or up to 12 months. We started with 12 months. It was a little bit long. And then the next time we started with 6 months. That was a little bit short. So last year, which was completely digital, we had 8 months program. And I think 8-9 months program is maybe perfect. And I would prefer not digital all the time. They met last year, they met each other for the first time at the closing event. But they were happy and we have good results, even though. We were very active when it comes to use of social media. And we also had some help, I would say, from all our partners and all our, let's say, good friends in companies, in social welfare, like here in the business council, the teachers even, and mentors. So all of them share different things in social media because we need to have a lot of attention, actually. And we also made internal Facebook groups. Here is from the mentor group, and they share things they do with each other. Like here, she has been at the conference with her mentee, and she shares it with the other mentors. And I share information from the seminars, what they have been through, everything. So the mentors should know what they are learning at the seminars. They get PDF files from every seminar, so they can go through and see, okay, now I know my mentee has been through this. And they are also sometimes invited themselves. An example, when we have LinkedIn course, we also invite mentors, but because we know it's valuable for them as well. They do not get paid, the mentors, so we need to just give them a lot of value in other ways, like free tickets at the conferences, like participating at these external courses, etc. But they are so engaged, so I think they doesn't do this because of the payment. So anyway. But it's nice to give something back. So here we are about the mentors, because now I am giving you just an overview about the program, so you know a little bit of the program. And it's a quite extensive program. I think we do a lot. But of course, the mentors are just crucial for us. And how did we find them? We used our own network again. We used our partners. We had some articles where we also said, we are looking for new mentors. Please take contact with us if you would like to be a mentor. We also made a video, which we shared in social media. And we used social media a lot, like here in our own profile, but also partners' profile. Here is the media we used. And the video. And in the video, we let former mentors tell short stories about their experience. Here are some of the mentors, the Wall of Fame. They are mostly from private sector. They are all leaders, managers. One of them are from the police directorate, which is then the public sector, but all of the others are private. And I thought I should just go through some of the task with it, or the action plan for the mentors, how we what we did actually. First, of course, we developed relevant information to mentors. Well, what is this about? What do we expect? What can they expect? Etc., etc. And what is the program about? And then we interviewed them, all of them, because we know it's so important to get the right person. So we didn't just say, thank you, you're in. I needed to meet you first to see if you are the right person, and why do you want to be a mentor? What is your personal engagement about it? And what are your personal skills, you think? Because one thing is all the other what you have regarding educational and industry experience, etc. But your personal skills is also very important. And we had some guidelines for Jobbreisen, and we referred to the EMCC standard. And Paul, the first year you also were visiting us, lecturing about the EMCC and what is mentoring about, and gave some good advice. And then it was this matching process. And the matching process is not only about if you find some mentee and some mentoring from the same industry or the same education, etc. It's again also about personal qualifications, about a little bit the Myers-Briggs things we also used as a tool to see, and also to give the mentors to see, okay, this person is preferring like this and you are preferring like this. What do you think about it? And also they were allowed to have their own preferences about candidates. So we asked them, this is the candidates we think maybe can be right candidates for you. Can you have a check at the CVs, etc., and come back to me and tell me, who do you think would be best for you? Who would you prefer? So they also could be a part of it, and at the process. And so when we had matched up everyone, we had this introduction meeting and this workshop for mentors. And at this workshop, we also invited a couple of former mentors, because we know it's valuable to have others who have been there before to tell them about both good stories, but also about challenges and how they did it, what they have learned, etc. So they can learn as quickly as possible. They don't need to wait, all of them, and always find out themselves. Let's help them on the way. And of course, we went through what are we accepting of you as a mentor, and what is actually your role? What is a mentor actually? Because a lot of these people, they are not working as professional mentors. They are working as leaders. So when they are a mentor, they don't know actually what is really in it. They need to know a little bit more. How to behave. Like also, I share with them a lot of coaching approach that could be wise. More listening, more open questions, etc. is wise to use. And I share with them like reflective questions, which can start more of the reflections in the mentee. Are they seeking the right works, the right jobs? What are they really good at? What is the strengths? What are the threats? Blah blah, all the things. And I share with them like SWOT analysis, etc. I give them a lot of tools, I think, so they can do their job as best as possible. And one of the most important things is to clarify expectations and needs again and again and again, because the mentors are not the one who shall give them a job, or they must not believe, the mentees must not even believe that, okay, my mentor is responsible for getting me a job, because that's not what it's about. It's about helping them on the way and supporting them, and maybe opening doors, etc., helping them with the network, and be sometimes critic too. So it's a sparring partner. And we also use some models. I have used the diamond, and about how you can see your mentee, and also to develop goals and action plans for mentee. Help them to go into the process in a structured way. And also, what if the relation doesn't work out? We have, of course, talked about that too. I have not experienced through these 3 years that we have had any really bad relations. We have had one time, one person were not very satisfied, but it's sort of just, yeah, it's got better after a while. But if it doesn't work out, as I tell them, then we find a solution. Then we find a new mentor. Because we have been so lucky that we have had mentors contacting us, writing to us, wanted to be mentors. So we have had more mentors than needed. So I have mentors on, on a list. And I tell them that I'm so happy. It's so nice that they want to be mentors. But maybe I can have them in this mentor pool so I can use them if necessary. And sometimes, why not? I like to think a little bit different. Maybe sometimes we can have other mentors for special occasions. And what we saw was also, I will come into that a little bit later, but sharing experiences and sharing views was very, very important. And I sort of call it mentoring across. It's so because they were, after a while, starting to use each other very, very, in a very good way, where they could help each other. And sometimes they also seeked out to see, okay, my mentee is applying for a job. I don't have contacts in this company, anyone other, etc. So it was more than just this single mentor-mentee relation. I have talked about this Facebook group. We had a lot of meetings and seminars. One was the introduction meeting where all the mentees were presented for all of them, not only the one you are going to have, but they needed to know who is in this group. Maybe there are mentors here who see, but oh, she has that background. My sister has the same. Maybe I could get her some advice or help in some way. Maybe I could connect someone. And they also shared a lot of their own competence, because that was of interest of the mentors, because they also want to network and to develop their own network. So when you go into a group with 10 leaders from private or public sector, you get 10 new contacts, which is quite good and important. It's an added value. And also that helps them also to know more about each other, to seek help from each other sometimes. And we had regular meetings sharing with experience. I think we had maybe 4 this last time, this last period, and that was 4 meetings in addition to the workshop and the closing and the speed interviews. So about 7 meetings totally. And here is the speed interviews. We have done that the 2 last years, and the idea came from a mentor actually. And the idea was that we collect all the mentees for one night, and they have 4 interviews with 4 different mentors. 15 minutes with each and 5 minutes with evaluation, and then the next one. And in that way, they get a lot of training and a lot of advice and a lot of evaluation from 4 separate mentors, and also contact with some of the other mentors. So that was really, really valuable. And also the mentors thought that this was a good event actually. And of course, they were invited to all these conferences, and also we had our own conference for diversity and inclusion a couple of years ago, where we also introduced all the mentors for the public. And we'd had some media coverage, etc. Here is a picture from the elevator pitch here, and the speed interviews. You can see them here at the long table, and after 15-20 minutes they just move to the next. It was very, very effective or efficient. Here is from last year. Was a lot of Zoom meetings. Sometimes you get tired, you see. and some final words with experiences with the mentors. I know we are running out of time, Paul. Okay, some of them initiated job opportunities directly, like one of the mentors sending me a mail that I am an advisor for a startup, etc. And I was thinking, can this be of interest for any of our mentees? He's already calling them our mentees. I think that's, you see that they are quite committed. They have commitment to this program then. And also they were reaching out for each other, like one of the other one, telling the other one that my mentee is going to apply for a job here and there. And she wonders just anyone who knows anyone in this company, because I have no contacts there, but I would be happy if someone could help. So they do so much more than just limited it to their own relation. And they are sharing good news, of course. That's also nice when they do that. Okay, the last part, results, because we've had pretty good results. We have about 70% now in relevant jobs. And to be honest, that's quite good. And that's good jobs, consultant jobs, project leaders, etc., etc. And this is for people who has been applying for many years without any results. And I will claim that they have been more professional and more attractive. They have extended their own network, absolutely, and they have been much more visible. And yeah, this is from now some of the media coverage, because in the start, of course, we have coverage about the topic, about the problem, etc. But after a while, we got coverage because something is happening. We are getting results, and that's also good. We need to show them that this is functioning. Some evaluation from the mentees. You see they are very happy with the mentor and mentoring. And this, the top is number 10. It's from 1 to 10. So these are really good scores. And some evaluation and feedback from mentors. They evaluated the program to be good or very good. They had got some new insight and knowledge. Of course, they would like to meet personally instead of digitally, maybe later. Speed interviews were very valuable. They love this cross-mentoring focus or policy, could I say. And it's very nice also to know that many of them will continue with mentoring with their mentee after the program has ended, because they have got a good relation. And almost 90% expressed that they would like to be a mentor again. And the one, I think it was only one, who said no was because of personal reasons. So it was not because it was not a good experience. And of course, some bragging too. Jobbreisen is by far the best and most professional mentor program I have ever participated in. This is a very experienced mentor, so I was really happy when I got this. So some insights. It's very important with clarification of expectations. I mean, I must tell them again and again and again. Self-development is an important part of the program. And interview training, maybe we could have more of it, not only one speed interviews, but maybe we could have 3 during the program. And sharing of experience is important. Mentor across adds extra value. Yeah, and we don't know about Corona, and I have no plans now for the next group, so I don't know yet. We wait a little bit, but I see this program can be partly physical and partly digital. So that's what we learned after Corona. It would be possible to do it that way. And my last slide, which I put on now just before we started here, is I had a look again at the slide Kirsten showed us last time about mentors' many roles. And as we have talked about, the mentor has many roles and many ways of being a good partner. And I see in Jobbreisen, especially these 5 roles I have seen. They have been discussion partners, advisors, knowledge sharers, coach, and door openers in, specifically this, and maybe more. I would like to send this one to them and ask them myself. But I think that's quite interesting to see that the mentor role is maybe changing a little bit. And we see that we need to use a lot of personal skills in the role. So that was what I had. That's the presentation. And now you have 10 minutes, Paul, and all of you, if you have questions to me.
Yeah, thank you. Great,
Yeah.
Great presentation. I think we all agree. Yes, I had 2 questions or 3 questions actually from James and from Andre, and I had prepared a few myself. So I think we can take James first, because they were about matching, and I give you a possibility to comment, James, but he was asking how MBTI affected the matching, and the second part was how did you match their backgrounds?
Yes. We tried to see like a doctor and a lawyer we matched, because we didn't have a doctor. We didn't have a doctor as a mentor, but we thought that a doctor and a lawyer would be sort of positions and education we considered would be quite good together. They are authorities, both of them, and and also personal at the personal level. We found out that the people we thought could be have easier to communicate with each other, like maybe 2 external or 2 introvert or extrovert, maybe they could be have easier communication with each other. So when it comes to the MBTI, that was some of the things we were talking about. Okay, but sometimes it's a little bit difficult too, because maybe you have this doctor and this lawyer, or you have 2 persons from the IT or something. So this is a good part of it. But if you see that the personality maybe is not that good, maybe you have a very introvert and you have a very person who is impatient, etc. Maybe that could be hard. So we interviewed them a little bit also, the mentors, what they thought about it and how they think they could be of best possible help for their mentees, and who they would prefer. So we were quite open. We didn't exactly say it must be like this or this. We discussed it with the mentors first, and then we just considered with the mentees also but they were very open. They were very thankful just for everyone. So it was the mentors who was discussing this with us. But also when we had this MBTI, which we had also for mentors the first year, it was a very good way for them to open up, to see, okay, I know you prefer like this. How do you think this can influence on this job seeking process, or with the relation to me or something? What should we talk about it? And he or she would also then share their own profile. So it's a way of communicating better.
Perfect, Lisbeth. Is that an answer, James? You satisfied with it?
Yeah. Yes, part of it. And I think what also picked my brain when you said you also challenge them to get out of their comfort zones. So I think also that would influence the matching and how they see themselves. So I think you've given quite a good answer, because when I saw it, I was like, okay, so if you have someone who comes out as an introvert, you match them with an introvert. Is a mentor able to challenge them to move out of their comfort zone and give them a different perspective? But yeah.
And also, of course, we didn't have exactly 5 of each. So it was not one solution fits all. We needed to find out.
We need to go on with other questions.
Yeah.
Andre was asking, how do you measure success? Is it employment for all?
No, actually, I do not do that because that's the main goal. That's what we are hoping for. But also, I know I cannot brag and say it's all because of me that you have got these jobs, because they have been really working for it. But so that's why we think they should be more like they have been more attractive candidates through these programs. It's easier for them to get interviews. They are more confident in themselves. They have got a network. All those things is also very, very important to sum up as a result. And then the final, of course, is to get a job. But that's maybe as a result of all the other things.
I guess, Andre, from what you're hearing, that it's a parallel with what you guys are doing in XXL, right? You can't guarantee them a job, but you develop their ability to get a job.
Absolutely, it's we run a program that's quite similar to Lisbeth's, which is called the Fast Track program, which is a 9-month program where we also have the same philosophy. It's about competence, it's about social responsibility, and it's always tricky to figure out what is the success criteria.
Yeah.
When are we happy about it, and when are the mentees happy about it? So I just want to ask a quick question. You said 70% got the job. Is that as soon as the program ended, or is it that within, for example, a year after the program?
It was as soon as the program ended.
That's very good.
Mm. Mm. So even though last year when we had everything digital, it's 70%, so that's quite good. But again, it's not, I cannot say that's my success, because it's everything. But it was very interesting, I think, last year when they met each other for the first time at the closing event. And it was, I get goosebumps now, because when they were meeting each other and they saw people coming into the door and they were just waving, hello, hello, I have a seat for you here. And they have never met before, but they felt that they really had been good friends and related to each other through these 8-9 months, even just through the Zoom. So it happens something with the people when they feel that they are seen, they feel that they have been supported, they feel that someone wants to help you, and that then I think they are doing better interviews, they are doing better CVs, they are doing more of the right things. And when you are doing more of the right things, then things are getting better.
Good.
And what is the right things? They don't know, but we can teach them some of them.
I would like to finish on the half hour here. I think there is one thing that we is almost a taboo in one way, but we have this concept about called solidarity coaching in EMCC. And solidarity coaching is something that we do totally as volunteers. We don't charge anything for it. And it's supposed to be about deprived audiences, right? I mean, pretty parallel to what but the problem is, are we running all of these programs? We could run programs for 5 days a week and not get anything. So who sponsors? Are there businesses that can sponsor this? What is your experience about? How do you get money for this? Because
that's the hard part. That's the hard part, to be honest, because to be honest, that's why I'm insecure if I'm going to continue now with this, because we had this funding from IMDI, but it's not enough actually. So it's a lot of voluntary time for me as well. But also I've got a lot of experience through these years too. But when it comes to the mentors, I think all the mentors, they have the other jobs. They are not like money coaches who live by coaching, doing coaching. So they have their leader job and they do this at night time. I mean, all the meetings now, they're after the work hour. So I think all the mentors I have met, they say, I would like to do something meaningful now. I have passed maybe 40. I would like to do something else. I could go to Red Cross, but I think maybe what you are doing is even more interesting. So if you need me, I'm here. But as a coach, me too. As a coach, I would never go out and, of course, I could do some voluntary work, but not 5 days a week. It's not possible. And none of these are doing that either. They are doing this maybe twice a month. So then they can afford to do it. But
exactly.
when it comes to money,
what you also said is that people actually line up for it. They volunteer freely.
Yeah.
It's not hard to get the mentors.
No, it's not. I thought so, because the first year we had some of them who was running their own small company, coaching in example. We paid them a little bit, and the others we did not. But that was I think, a hard policy. So we just cut that off and said, from now on, it's all voluntary mentoring.
Wonderful, wonderful, Lisbeth. Thanks a lot for a very interesting presentation.